Trojan Sports Now.
Welcome back to Trojan Sports Now. For this week's Trojan Profile, I have Kourtney Coleman of the women's basketball team. So, Kourtney, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
So, a little background information on you. Where are you from?
I'm from Holly Springs, Mississippi.
And so, what made you choose Troy?
To be honest, Troy had a great environment when I came on my visit. I loved the players. It was a kind of small town, which Holly Springs is very small, so it was, kind of like being at home. The people here were very open and welcoming to me, and I just felt like that this would be a good fit for me.
Okay, so you play basketball. So, what sparked your love for basketball?
Honestly, I think it was just my major improvement. I tell a lot of people, you wouldn't know it now, but when I first started playing basketball, I was awful in the 7th grade. But I had like this major transformation in my body, my character, and just like my ability in the game, and I've loved it ever since.
So, did you start playing in 7th grade, or
I did. I started in 7th grade. I wanted to play earlier, but with school and how far I stayed away from school and stuff, I couldn't. But my dad coached the team in the 7th grade, so I was able to play, and it just kind of went from there.
Okay. So now, I know you want to do so you want to be a coach program, and you want to be a coach. Is that because your dad coached you, or just the coaches all along?
No, because as much as I love my dad, I was so happy when I did not have to play for him anymore. That's probably one of the toughest things, to play for one of your parents. But I really want to be a coach just because my high school coach had such an impact on my life. Basketball was pretty much a lot of us girls had at the high school that I went to. And it didn't matter where you started. If you were on Coach Thompson's team, that means he believed in you. And he taught us so much more than just basketball, determination on and off the court, values, having each other's back, being a family. And I want to be able to do that for someone else someday.
So what did it mean to you when you got the acceptance into so you want to be a coach program?
Well, after I actually realized what my coach had said, I was very excited. I was told that I was one of the first players from Troy to ever get it, and I was one of Coach Rigby's first players. So, that meant a lot, saying that, that people think that I have the ability to be a coach, that I've done good things, in my 4 years here at Troy. And it was just exciting because I think that's probably one of the biggest platforms that I could ever ask for to start a coaching career. So it's very exciting. So
what kind of coach do you want to be? Do you want to be a head coach, offense, defense?
I do want to be a head coach. I originally said that I wanted to coach high school or like junior high because that's when I started, and it was such a pivotal time in my life. But now that I've gotten so you want to be in coaching stuff, I want to be a college coach because I think I could be one of the next Pat Summit. So.
Absolutely. And so now, kind of in your time here at Troy, what has it been like being at Troy these past 4 years and playing basketball?
It's been a journey, definitely. Going from only winning 2 games my freshman year to we're 6-2 in conference now. We're second in the conference. It's been amazing. A lot of people not knowing where Troy was and, anything about the Sun Belt, they doubted my decisions to come here. But I think that God placed me here for a reason. And now that I look back on it, I wouldn't change it for anything in the world.
And you're a 4th-year senior this year, the only 4th-year senior. How is that difficult on you, or do you have more responsibilities?
I wouldn't say that I have more responsibility. I think that to a certain extent, I just take more pride in what we're doing because, like I said, I was here when it was so rough my freshman year. And a lot of the players that we have now didn't have to experience that. But I think that it just helps me be more of a leader and see the bigger picture in what Coach Rigby and everybody else wants for us. So.
Speaking of being a leader, did you take on that leadership role as you became a senior, or have you been building it the entire time?
I think it's kind of just been a building thing. I'm somewhat of a very outspoken person. If I have something to say, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to say it. And I do have to watch how I come across sometimes, but I always mean the best. And I'm very vocal, which is one of the reasons the coaches have asked me to be a leader because if I see something that needs to be said, I say it. But I don't feel any more pressure or whatever. That's just kind of my personality.
Now, how do you encourage your other teammates, or do you, help them correct what they do as a leader? What do you say to the other teammates
when I see things that need to be corrected, especially if it's something that I know that I had to work on with my game, I'll point it out or whatever. But I do try to be as uplifting as I can, because I know when I was a freshman and sophomore and couldn't get it right, I didn't want people fussing and hollering at me, so I try to limit that. But for the most part, I think everyone on this team tries to help each other where we fall short. So.
Okay, now you're a physical education major. How do you balance being an education major and basketball? I'm sure it's difficult.
It is very tough, because in education you have to get a lot of observation hours out in the schools and things like that. But one thing about it, I love kids, so it at least it's something that I enjoy doing. And because I am physical education, where some just regular education majors have to sit in someone's classroom, I can go to a basketball game and get observation hours that I need. So it's still incorporating the thing that I love, so it's not as tough.
So speaking of that, what do you do outside of, sitting in the classroom learning about physical education? What do you do for the community around Troy?
I've worked with the Christian Love Center before. I've worked with the Boys and Girls Club. I attend Bible studies that are for youth and for college students. I do. It's not as much as I would like to because of basketball, but we've helped with, what is it? I think it's the pottery thing that they have at the Salvation Army does, and it's just, I do what I can.
Now, as a team, y'all also do community service, right? Mm-hmm. And what kind of, do y'all do the same similar stuff or different?
Yeah, a lot of it's the same. We've helped with book drives and stuff, and we're doing a thing now all across athletics. It's Soaps for Souls, and when we go to the hotels and stuff, a lot of us don't use the soap and things that they have at the hotel, so we bring them back or whatever, and we donate them to people in the community.
Wow, that's awesome. So, so far this season, your team, 6-2, like you said, in conference play. Did you ever think y'all would get to that point where you'd be 6-2 starting this conference?
I've always seen us to be the team that has the potential to do it. Never did I expect it to happen how it did. Unfortunately we dropped the first game in conference, and a lot of teams, including teams from the past that I had played on here, probably would have crumbled, given up, whatever, but we found a way to grow closer together, and we won the next 6 straight. So it's not surprising, but it's just kind of beautiful the way it turned out.
And what has been a goal for the team so far this season? Was that a goal, was to get a great start in conference, or do y'all have team goals?
I think everybody wants to win, but from the beginning, we've said that we have the tools to be Sun Belt champions, and that's what we have been striving for. So hopefully we'll keep it up and we can get that goal attained.
I hope so, absolutely. And what are some personal goals for yourself for this season, or do you have personal goals?
My personal goals, one, so you want to be a coach. That was great. Once I found out about that, we've got that check mark. But other than that, just to continue to be a leader on the team. I don't really have any personal stats or anything that I'm going for. I could not score. I could not play. If we win, I'm happy. So
good mentality to have. So I have some fun questions to kind of get to know you a little better. So first off, what is your favorite food?
Chicken. I like chicken. I probably could eat chicken every day of the week and not get tired of it.
Any specific place that you just absolutely love?
Popeyes. Anybody who knows me, I spend about 3 days out of the week at Popeyes.
Okay, what about your favorite music?
I actually listen to all types of music. I have everywhere from rap to Sam Smith and everything else on my Pandora. I listen to it all.
So what do you listen to get ready for a game?
A lot of hip hop, and a lot of it actually I don't even listen to a lot of stuff that's here today. I listen to stuff like my mom listened to when I was like 5. I don't know why, but I do.
The good oldies music. What's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie is so cliche, but it's Love and Basketball.
I think I've heard that one before. What's the last book you've read?
The last book I read was actually called One Word. The coaches gave it to us for Christmas as a Christmas gift. And it basically talks about, instead of making a New Year's resolution, having one word that you try to use to get you through the year. So when things are going tough or whatever, you think of your one word. And mine was patience. So hopefully it helps me throughout the year.
That's a hard word to have for the year. Okay, so what do you do in your spare time, or do you even have spare time?
The little bit of spare time that I do have, if I'm not sleeping, I try to make sure I'm caught up on all my schoolwork and stuff like that. But I'm a very simple girl. I like to laugh. I like movies. as cliche as it may sound, I do go play basketball a lot when I don't have anything else to do, and just hanging out with my friends. That's pretty much it.
Okay, well, Kourtney, thank you so much for joining me today. I wish y'all the best of luck in the rest of your season, and you with going to the So You Want to Be a Coach.
No problem. Thank you.
And stick around for more Troy Athletics. We'll give you a preview of what's coming up.